Welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport.
So, whilst the Mexican Grand Prix sent us to sleep, there's a host of other motorsport events vying for your attention. And we had quite a lot on this past weekend, as opposed to the weekend before, which had sod fucking all. And next weekend, when we have a little bit more than sod fucking all. But for now, let's chew our way through the excitement and gorge on the weighty world of rallying touring cars and Japanese single-seaters. And let's start with that Japanese single-seater race. The final round of the Super Formula Series from Suzuka. And Nick Cassidy has finally won the championship after 3 years of trying and finishing runner-up last year. By just 2 points as well, which is pretty close. And 7 different drivers won from 7 different races. Are you listening, Formula One? There was intrigue going into the final race. A novel concept in modern single-seater racing. But hey, Japan is a quirky nation, and speaking of quirky, Kobayashi somehow started the race on wet tyres. A dry race, I'll add. Not really sure how that happens, but it did, and his slim title chances ended there. Not a lot happened in the race. Nakajima spun Kazumi round, proving he hasn't really got any better since winning Le Mans twice. And the race was won by Tomoki Najiri, his first ever win. Also, Yuri Vips was there. He finished 18th. Grats, bro. But whilst Yuri Vips did not do much in far-off Japan, his Estonian compatriot, Tanak, finally ended the tyrannical reign of Sebastians in the World Rally Championship, becoming the first man not named Sebastian to win the series since Petter Solberg won it back in the Dark Ages of 2003. After 16 years of waiting, it was a little anticlimactic when it happened on the first day of the Rally Catalunya after Ogier had hydraulic issues. Lappi would retire on the first day as well, and the rally was led by Sebastian Loeb. I guess we haven't completely escaped the Sebastian years yet then. Katsuta broke down on day 2 and Chris Meek crashed yet again. He crashes more than my poor excuse for a PC. How does he have a job? By the end of the rally, Neuville was leading, followed by Danny Sordo, Tanak and Loeb. And that's how it ended, with Thierry Neuville winning the rally, but Ott Tanak winning the war. Championship. V8 supercars from the Gold Coast, and Scott McLaughlin didn't win a race this weekend. He did slam into the wall and roll onto his side. Luckily he was fine, and we had a nice moment when Shane van Gisbergen ran out of his car to try and help. McLaughlin did come third in the first race behind Whincup and Van Gisbergen, but Coulthard's season has completely dropped off the radar. His partner, D'Alberto, was spun to the back by Perkins, and his weekend never really recovered. Not much else happened in the first race. A safety car was called 80 laps in for debris on the track, and Heimgartner was spun into the wall on the last few laps. Race 2 without McLaughlin was very boring, not much overtaking. Big crash on lap 1 took out 4 cars, and Van Gisbergen won from Whincup. Van Gisbergen did close on McLaughlin this weekend, but is still pretty far away. World Touring Car Cup, also from Suzuka, Japan. Not a whole lot happened in any of the 3 races. Vervish retired from 3rd with a puncture, causing a safety car, and then the race ended under a safety car after Katzberg punted Prio into the wall. A bit of a damp squib ending, and one that would be repeated later. Guerreri won and retook the championship lead. Race 2 was vastly different. This time Katzberg punted Langeveld off. And apart from Tarquini and Kekon having a good battle, not much happened. And Michelitz would win and retake the lead in the title race. The final race started with Mayata channeling Daniel Kvyat and torpedoing Ma and Coronel off and out of the race. At least it wasn't Katzberg this time. Tomita crashed at the end, and the race finished under safety car for a second time. Christopherson won from Guerreri and Montero, with Guerreri taking the championship lead with a massive 7-point gap to Michelitz with 2 rounds left. Finally NASCAR, and Chase Elliott's slim chances took a nosedive with mechanical issues. I can't remember much that happened, which is bad as I just watched it. Ty Dillon spun in stage 2. Carl Busch spun and took out a couple of cars, and Truex would win all 3 stages and take the lead in the championship, not that it matters. The only interesting point was Hamlin running Logano into the wall, causing a puncture, and they would get into handbags after the race. Hamlin was on the floor, and Logano's tyre specialist, Dave Nichols, was suspended for his part in it. It's bad for a race series when the only interesting thing to happen is a fight after the race, and NASCAR has about 20 a year. That's all, folks. Not a lot next week, just NASCAR, Super GT and Formula 1. But I'll be here watching so you don't have to. Subscribe, comment, and have a good one.